Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about something crucial for anyone who wants to achieve financial freedom: living below your means. First of all, why would anyone want to live below their means? I mean, if I'm happy, is that really necessary? Well, yes. Our biased minds often associate this type of lifestyle, so like living paycheck to paycheck, to poor people. But actually, we couldn't be more wrong. There are actually a lot of rich people living this way, spending everything they earn each month. And no matter how much you earn, if you're living this way, if something happens, like something really common, like your car breaks down, then you won't have any money aside to face these types of things that happens every day. And so you're getting into debt. And even if you are rich, even if you are earning a lot, that causes financial stress. So no matter what you earn, no matter how rich you are, you always want to live below your means. And this is pretty known amongst rich people because, of course, the first rule is not to get into debt if you want to reach financial freedom. So we're going to break down this into easy steps to follow. Step 1, of course, is mandatory and it's pretty easy. You need to check your spending. I know this is obvious, but I mean, it's mandatory. You can skip this because if you are spending your money in futile things, in things that don't make you happy, and you're making these financial mistakes over and over again, then you're never going to be able to live below your means and to save up money. So take a look at your expenses. I suggest taking a little time and making an Excel file and track your monthly expenses. You need to make your own Excel files that suits you the best. So I know one may think it's a waste of time, but it's not actually, because it's an eye-opener on everything you spend. I also suggest not to use too much cash because it is harder to track. I haven't been using any cash like in the last year, and I can see that my financial habits has improved a lot because now I really can track everything that I spend. This whole process is going to last a little bit because firstly, you need to track your monthly expenses, and then you need to take a close look at it and see what are the unnecessary things. You need to see what are the things that don't really bring you much happiness. For example, if you have a lot of subscription like Netflix, Prime, and you don't actually use it, like you see a film once a month, I mean, you can save this $10. For example, last year my phone bills was around $8, 8 euros a month. And I know it's pretty cheap compared to the US, but still, I knew that there were better subscription out there. I didn't want to change because, I mean, it requires time. You need to go to the store and then you're not going to be able to make phone calls for 48 hours. And so I did this very late. I changed in July, but now I pay like 5 euros a month. And you may say, okay, it's just 3 euro a month. But actually, at the end of the year, you save so much money if you do this with all the subscription you have. You're going to see in details all of this in the next video because I'm about to share what were my 2024 expenses and my 2024 earnings with you. So stay tuned. So you need to do this with all your expenses. And if you see something wrong, you either optimize it or delete it. So for example, if you see that you spend too much eating out, then you may start thinking about meal prepping once in a while, just to see how it goes. Or if you recognize that, for example, you are a shopping addict, you may want to consider just staying home when Black Fridays hits. If step 1 didn't really help that much, then it means that you already optimize everything that you could in your expenses. But sadly, this also means that there's a problem with your earnings. So my suggestion is look at your salary and compare it to the average salary of your industry. So research the market rate for your role and for your experience. And in the case your salary is not equitable, then I would prepare myself to negotiate a rate, of course. Now, if you can't get a raise, then you need to work on your skills and your education. So in this case, since you're short of money, I suggest a no buy months, a no buy year, or even a no buy 6 months, and then investing in courses, certifications, everything that improves your skills or education in any way. Because at the end of all of this, you will manage to get a raise or even change job position. The optimal thing would be to learn a high income skill that will make you more valuable in the job market. So if you're struggling living below your means, all you need to do is to follow these steps that I just told you. Now let's move on to the things I strongly advise you not to do, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you are low income. Then for God's sake, do not invest your money in the stock markets or in other risky things, because you can't actually afford to lose your savings. And also because I know you gotta start somewhere, but if you're investing in the stock market with less than 10K, then you aren't really making a lot of money. So you can use that money in more profitable way. For example, investing in your education, getting a higher salary this way, or invest in a side hustle, for example. I know that there are a lot of gurus out there that strongly advise to start investing even with $100. That is not useful, and you shouldn't trust me because I could be another guru, but you should trust statistics. And statistics says, and even if you get a 7% capital gain, it's just $7. So you shouldn't really invest that money in this way. Because remember, this system is built to make rich people richer and poor people poorer. So there's no way you're gonna beat the market, and if you are lucky to beat it one time, then the second time you're probably going to lose everything. Bottom line is that it's very unlikely for you to beat the market, so just don't risk your money this way. I am confident that anyone who has a financial goal or wants to reach financial freedoms actually can, but there are steps to this. There are no shortcuts. There are no strategy for you to become a millionaire overnight, so do not follow anyone who says so. And every time you want to make a dumb financial choice, just remember that Warren Buffett, one of the richest men alive, has been driving the same modest car from 10 years. So you should really start thinking about living below your means. Okay, so this video ends here. If you have any question, you can leave a comment down below, and I hope to see you in the next video. A presto!